Okay, thank you for the time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. Here I'll present my latest research, which is UI and UX design of UI and UX analysis and design of web-based application using user-centered design method in information system program of Telkom University. Along the research, I was helped with my lecturers, which is Ms. Rahmadita and Mr. Putra, to make this research going well. So let's jump into the introduction, and I'll tell you about why this research is conducted. The one of the main reason why this research is conducted is because of the open unemployment rate at Indonesia, based on the educational level, is pretty concerning. It's because on the diploma level education, it was touching 6.88%, and in university education level is 5.18% in 2017. And then on the next year, which is 2018, the rate of diploma education level of unemployment rate is 6.02%, and in university education level is 5.89%. So we finding out why this problem is happening, and we find two interesting articles, two interesting statements that we found on the internet, and one is from Muhammad Ashari. He said that the lack of enthusiasm of lecturers to research results in a decrease in the quality of students, because the lecturer who are diligent in researching will always have new insights and knowledge. And then the second article that we quote in here is rated by Billy on article he wrote at tutindocent.com. He stated that the lack of enthusiasm of lecturers to research happened because lecturers no longer get rewards for conducting research, and it is also because of the difficulty of finding students who have the expected abilities. So these two citation can lead us to a problem, or the main reason why the problem is happening. So we are conducting a research to information system and lecturers. We asked a lot of questions to them, but the main question here is these two questions that appear on your screen. So the first one, we asked to the student about how hard it is to find and join the lecturer projects. 50% of them stating that it's hard, with 30% of them say it's hard, and 20% of them say it's very hard. We conduct this to 30 students, and then to the lecturers, which is we asked this question to for lecturers, stating that how hard it is to find the student to help your projects. So 100% of them say it's very hard, with 75% of them stating it's hard, and 25% of them stating it's very hard. So, according to the citation and research, the main problem is because the lack of enthusiasm and passion of lecturer and student to conducting research that happen, and also because it's hard connecting the right lecturer with the right student. So that's why this research is conducted. And then we jump into the method. This is I'm using user-centered design method, and this method is focused on the design process itself, not developing the application. This method is invented by Interaction Design Foundation, which have 4 phases. The first phase is understand context of use. The second phase is specify user requirement. The third phase is design solution, and the fourth phase is evaluate against requirement. Keep in mind, in the final phase, evaluate against requirement, we can go back to the phases before to refining the design if there's something wrong with the design when the usability test is conducted already and the result is not good. So we can go back to the 3 phases before to refining the design and doing the test all over again. So this is we jump into the results and the discussion for each phases. I'm going to explain the one of the phases along with the results. So on the understand context of use, this phase is aiming to finding out who are the user of your application, and what are the job in your application, and what they are doing in your applications. So the first thing we are doing is doing user identification, which is very clear. Is student and lecturer, where the student is the user who will help the lecturer to work on their projects, while the lecturer is the user who gonna who going to providing the projects for the students on the platform. And then to gaining to achieve the knowledge and insight for about our users, or we are conducting idea validation and user requirement survey to 30 students and 40 for lecturers. And then we going to second phase, specify user requirement. This phase In this phase, what we do is analyzing the information and or the data that we gather from the previous phase, and then we are trying to summarize it into more easily understand data. So the first step that we do is designing a persona based on the information that we gathered before. So this is the student persona. The main focus that you have to see is only the motivation and the pain points. So the motivation of the student is want to increase experience, increase income, and training their skills by participating in lecturer projects. But the pain point is lack of relationship with the lecturers. So it is difficult to get project offer and recruited to the lecturer projects. So that is the main problem, the student problem. And then we see lecturer persona. The motivation of this lecturer is want to invite and recruit other students who have never worked with him and together on the projects. But the pain point is the lack of relation with students made this persona only recruit students who have worked with him to join to their projects. So they need a new student every time they doing a research. So they can expanding their relation with student and finding which student is the best. Then based on this persona, we are designing a use case diagram using the UML. So this is the use case diagram that we are designing. This diagram is pretty much covered what their needs based on this persona. These are the features that will be developed in this application. And then we going to the third phase, which is design solution. In this phase, we are designing the prototype of the product step by step. So the first step is wireframe, which is we are going to create a basic visual of our product about how it's going to be look and how it's going to visualize. So we are making a simple frame using balsamic mockups, which is you can see this is the final results of the wireframe phase. And then after we design the wireframe, we are making some design rules that covering about typography, colors, shape, or maybe something else like spacing or padding, or maybe the font size or something. We are making a design rule, and then we trying to applying those design rule into the wireframe, and this is the final results of the mockups itself. And then after making some mockups, we are trying to unite them into one product prototype using Marvel app application. And this is this is the screenshot of the Marvel app itself. And then we are jumping into the last phase, which is evaluate against requirement. This phase is we are involving users directly to test our design. To test our design and finding out what is wrong about this design and what is right about the design. What needs to be deleted from the design, and what needs to be defense on the design. So we are making 20 scenarios with 10 scenarios for each type of users, and then we are conducting this making this scenario using maze.design. This app because we base.design is choose because this is the only reliable online usability tool that we can use because of the sense of this pandemic. Because so we cannot do much about this, so we have to doing everything from home. So we are finding the right solution to conducting usability test, which is method design. And this application have these tools have their own unique formula to get to assign assess the score, the usability score that conducted by users. So it's a pretty reliable tools for us. And then this usability test is conducted to 21 students and 9 lecturers, uh, which is which is achieved with sampling method, sampling method, because we are having a difficult to find the respondent, the tester to test the design. So we are doing a sampling. And then this is the test results of the usability test. The first image on the left is the results of test usability test on the lecturer side, which is which is gaining this the final score of 71, and the on the one on the right is the final score of the student session, which is 72 of final score. So the conclusion, according to the results, based on the results, the user-centered design is an effective method to designing UI and UI of an app. Not only UI and UI for the digital products. Maybe I think this method can be used to design another product, maybe a physical product like maybe a chair, maybe a table, maybe a bed, or something like that. Because this method is giving the designer uh, to 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 find a lot of information about the users, about the users of the product. This method going to allow the designer to know, to have more knowledge and insight about the users. And this method also leading the way lead the designer way to focus on the user's need, and only focus on what what is the matter for users. And the results of this research is can be shown with usability test score, which is 72 for the student and 71 for the lecturer, which is according to the method design. This score have a good usability value. Thank you. That's it for me. So, any question?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rizky. Okay, Mr. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Chandra. This system you have been developed is very interesting, and I see it have similarity with other freelancer website, such as Upwork or freelancer or projects.co.id. And in this specific context in university, and it's very interesting. Can you tell us about the excitement or the response when you start this work, from the lecturer or from the students that you will develop this system? Are they
Mm,
excited or give some response?
some of them just giving a good response, like you need to develop this platform quickly, because some of them having some their own problem to finding the students. I mean, when they just starting deciding to start projects, they will looking up to students. They will find a student that will help the lecturers to conducting the research. But they most of the respondent that we ask having some problem to find the perfect student for the perfect role. I mean, like most of them, most of the project that in my information system study program, most of them is doing application development, the application development project, but they are having their own problems to find a student who can code properly maybe having a good coding skills or logical things, having a good database skills, or maybe front end developing. So that is why this application is developed, because we want to overcome the problem. And then for the student side, they have their own, yes, they have their own problems too, because most of them have their skills. Most of them able to do some work that the lecturers want, but they just not being discovered but by the lecturers, because maybe they are a low profile people, maybe they are not a good not a good talker to the lecturer, and they cannot developing a good relation with the with the lecturer. So that's why we are trying to make this platform, because we're gonna help them to connect to the right lecturers. Yes, most of them saying that it's a pretty good application, and they need this application to be developed as soon as possible, because they are desperate to finding the lecturer projects.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chandra. And
Yeah.
there are one question from Miss Mayo. Hello, Mr. Chandra. Your research is interesting. Kindly share more about how you evaluated the user experience on your design. Thank you.
How I evaluate the user experience of the design. So I since I'm using the Maze.design application, it's pretty much cover all of the information that related to user experience design. So I just have to since I'm doing the usability test online. So I just giving some respondent links to the mesh design tools, and they are doing some pretty much doing the scenarios and trying to find their own way to finish to finish the each scenarios. And then from the result itself, they are giving me a pretty much like the hotspot of the design itself, and which area that most interested to the users and why they click this. It the application giving me some information about that. So it's a pretty good tools for me, and this is how I evaluate the design. So because this application giving me some heat map or something, so if there's something wrong with the design, I can see it directly from the heat map. And then if and then I can fix that heat map, fix the design based on the heat map from the Maze.design. And I will doing the usability test all over again. So to make sure the problem is uh, already overcome with the refining process. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mayo, the explanation is from Mr. Chandra. Are you, do you have another question? Or is it okay? Okay. Uh, yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chandra, for your presentation.